A HELOC can be a great way to access the equity in your home, but would a bad credit score keep a HELOC just out of your reach? Well, in this video I'll show how you can get a HELOC with bad credit and discuss the advantages and the disadvantages of this financing option. First, let's define what a HELOC is. A home equity line of credit, or HELOC, is a loan that allows you to borrow against the equity in your home and use it as collateral. Unlike other loan products, there are generally no early repayment fees, which makes a HELOC a flexible option for those who want to pay off their debt early. You can spend the money from a HELOC as you please, unlike other loans that may ask you to specify the purpose. Common uses for a HELOC include home improvements, debt consolidation, paying off a mortgage, or financing a new mortgage. A HELOC works a bit like a credit card, allowing you to borrow up to a certain amount of money from your bank against the value of your home equity. The minimum credit score required for a HELOC will vary depending on the lender, but generally speaking, most lenders look for a score of about 620 or higher to qualify for a HELOC. However, it is possible to get a HELOC with a credit score of about 600, depending on your debt-to-income ratio. You can check your credit scores online through a credit rating checking service such as Experian or ClearScore, or your bank may offer to do it for you. It's essential to ensure that your credit file is correct, as this could impact your credit score. Taking out equity from your house with bad credit may be possible, but it will come at an increased interest rate and potentially additional fees, depending on your lender and your specific situation. There's also a risk that you could overspend, which could result in losing your home if you default on those payments. So what are the downsides of a HELOC? Firstly, the interest rate on a HELOC may increase if it's not a fixed rate. This means that your monthly payments could go up if interest rates rise. Secondly, there's a risk that you could overspend and end up with more debt than you can actually handle. Thirdly, if you default on your payments, you could lose your home. Fourthly, there is a set draw period during which you can borrow the money. And lastly, the application process for a HELOC is longer and more complicated than just getting a loan. Now let's look at the advantages of a HELOC. Firstly, it can be a good way to raise cash without having to sell any assets. Secondly, the interest rates are usually lower than a loan. Thirdly, you can use only what you need rather than deciding on a lump sum. Lastly, you can spend the money as you wish. But what if you're unable to get a HELOC due to bad credit? Well, don't worry, there are other options to consider. A personal loan is a good option if you need a lump sum of money for a specific purpose. A credit card is an option if you need to borrow a small amount of money quickly. And lastly, remortgaging your home could allow you to access equity without having to sell your home. A HELOC can be a flexible and affordable way to access the equity you've built up in your home, even if you have bad credit. However, you must carefully consider the advantages and the disadvantages to determine if a HELOC is the right option for you. If you're interested in finding a loan for your circumstances, then simply click on the link in the description below and fill out the short form. It contains a few questions like whether you're a homeowner and how much you'd like to borrow, and it will give you access to quotes from around the UK tailored to your circumstance. It's totally free to do, and of course it won't affect your credit score. Click the link below and fill out the short form to try it out.